Hello, I'm Lucatorix and welcome to part 8 of my Mercenary challenge on Rome Total War. So last time you may have thought, well, it didn't go that well, but actually we've set ourselves up pretty well for a good offence on the Seleucids. We have Sardis under siege, Halicarnassus is about to go under siege next turn, and also, yeah, that's pretty much it, but that will reduce the Seleucids down to a few territories. Oh yeah, and also, sorry, Palmyra is under siege. So we've got 3 Seleucid cities under siege, essentially. Now, the bad thing is the Parthians have attacked Hatra, which I suppose was always going to happen at some point. The Parthian army isn't that great. It's a general and 5 other units, but it's certainly not nothing anyway. And we don't have a strong force. I mean, this is basically nothing. We have a few strong units. It's basically peasants. Oh dear, it's not good. So, there's not a lot we can do, really. There is no way of relieving the city unless I suppose we just left Palmyra. I'm wondering, we haven't even got a diplomat, have we? We really should have a diplomat in this area. I think he's up there. I don't think the Parthians are talking, but we're gonna have to try and negotiate a deal with the Parthians unless we're gonna lose Hatra, which isn't exactly ideal. But honestly, there isn't a lot more we can do this turn because it's basically waiting on the Seleucid settlements to become under siege. Just noticed, however, Jerusalem is a little bit unhappy, so we'll just sort that out quickly. It's probably because there's some rebels outside. Alright, they're happy now. I got some peasants or something just to keep them happy. So yeah, that's basically the situation. I'm going to advance the turn, and then we'll see what happens, essentially. And yeah, we're now allied with the Greeks, by the way, which is quite interesting. But yeah, I'll advance turn, and I think it's going to go okay. Alright, so yeah, our units are moving around various places, that's fine. I've got them, some of them reinforcing cities, some of them are moving towards... Oh, this is interesting. So, a Seleucid army has attacked the army at Palmyra, which was besieging Palmyra. So, it's Zeus... Oh, I don't know how to say that. A general, basically, with some peasants, militia hoplites. They're basically a skirmishing army. That's pretty much it. And then we have the Scythians, which are nice. We have the 3 generals, which are nice. But, I don't know. Plus, he's got Chrysartos of Bostra. I swear we've defeated the Chrysartos before, but whatever. 2 family members and then some hoplites and stuff as well. So, in all honesty, that's going to be a really difficult fight if we do decide to go for it. More logically, really, we should just probably try and relieve the Parthians. So you know what, we'll back off. We'll back off, and instead that army can fight the Parthians. We might as well, and then we can sweep down south. We might as well try and keep the settlements we already have, rather than, you know... That's going to take a while to get up to him, though. 3 turns, we're going to have to hope. We're going to have to hope. Right, there's... Ooh, look at that, though. Ton of new mercenaries available, which is a great thing. Look at that, so that's a decent sized army now, which is really good. Finally, there are some mercenaries in the area. Yeah, we know we've got plague. City expands, that is Salamis. Let's have a look at that quickly. That is the island, of course. Councillors' chambers for you. So that's all we can do in this area. What I'm mainly focused on are these 2 settlements, taking Halicarnassus and Sardis. So firstly, this army, it's only 3 men. Only 3 men to face all of that. I know, you know, Levy pikemen are decent, militia hoplites are okay, the peasants are nothing, but only that. We can get some mercenaries, which is good, so we can get some Cretans and some hoplites ourselves. The hoplites probably won't be that useful, but they might be a little bit, so yeah. Okay, that's probably a big enough army just about to take Halicarnassus. So yeah, you put that under siege. I will only build 1 ram, that'll be fine. And then in Sardis, they've got a few units in there, so probably best just keep this army outside for the moment. Wait, can they attack yet? We can attack Sardis. We have built 3 rams, so that's probably going to be the first thing we do. Yeah, I would say that's logical. What's this army doing, by the way? Oh yeah, this was the suiciding army, wasn't it? Oh my goodness, those 4 men, 1-to-1 strength ratio against 121. Oh, it's peasants, that's why, but still. Still. I'm going to auto-resolve. Yeah, it was a clear defeat. I'm not surprised. Yeah, I just wanted them to die and get them off the battlefield. That's fine, your forces melt away. They probably should have already melted away, but whatever. So yeah, first of all, we're going to take Sardis. Hopefully, anyway. Okay, so we definitely have the stronger army. Gyras has himself, some archers, a couple of hoplites and some slingers. It's decent, but we've got a far stronger army. We should be able to take this relatively simply. That's the plan anyway. Alright, here we are outside Sardis. So the East Infantry won't be an important part of this battle. They're just going to be used to go to the doors essentially. So you, and you. Okay, I don't really want the Seleucids pirates to hold the ram. You drop the ram. You take the ram. That's it, that's better. So yeah, you're going to head towards there, there and there. That's all good. Now the units I want actually inside the city. Because I don't, for example, I don't want the Sardis pirates. I don't want you. Honestly, the Sarmatians probably won't be that useful inside the city. Or the Thracians, or the Bedouins. So they can sort of just hang out here. They're unlikely to be used. The main units are probably the Scythians. And these two units. We're going to try and just take the city with these three first. Then, if we can't, we'll bring the other lads in and they can do a better job, hopefully. So, we'll start the battle, first of all. And then we'll pause it. Just so I can work out what we're doing. So, the three rams are going to head towards the walls. Invariably, one of the units won't do as it's told, so that's fine. Now, outside the gates, we have also inside the gate, we have Rhodian slingers, of course, and Cretans. So if we can get these three units to stand, I don't know, here-ish, and take those lads on, that'd be great. Let's see what we can do. Fast forward it slightly as we advance towards the gates. So, yeah, quite a few units are hanging outside, and we've got the range on them, so we can start attacking some of these units. So what I'll do is I'll skip ahead. But basically what's happening is, yeah, we're firing inside the city, trying to get some of these lads before the rams get to the door, just so we can get as many kills as we can. Alright, we've entered the city. We've already killed 13% of their army, and I have no intention of going inside the city until we've used all our arrows, to be honest. Now, I'm not really sure what this phalanx is doing. Yeah, these hoplites are a bit confused, I think. Oh well, they can die. And yeah, but we're getting loads of hits on them and they haven't killed a single one of us. So again, I'll carry on forward until we actually enter the city. Alright, we've entered the city. We've killed half of their army without a single one getting to us. These hoplites are screwed. To be honest, they're completely spread out. They're no longer in phalanx. And they're routing. So yeah, they're done for. What's around the corner? General's bodyguard. Right, if we can get these lads down, then yes, we can do that. Now, oh, slow it down. Yeah, these guys are being chased by the bodyguard. The chariot should be faster than the heavy cavalry, so that's why we're kind of getting away from them. But yeah, it's kind of annoying they're being taken out of the battle. The general now goes in the other direction, so we all need to focus on getting this general down, because he's probably the main threat at this stage. And we still, 1% of us have been killed, and I think that 1% was actually friendly fire, so they really haven't done a good job so far. Alright, it seems like the general is heading back to the plaza. These hoplites are back, but to be honest, rather than waste arrows on them, I mean, probably the Eastern Infantry could just take these hoplites on. There's 18 of them. I'm gonna go for it. Let's see if this Eastern Infantry can do a better job. So yeah, you're not. They shouldn't be firing. I'm pretty sure I turned fire at will off. Yeah, okay. So they're going to stop firing for a second. There's no point in them wasting their arrows. Instead, the Eastern mercenaries are going to slam into these. Yeah, they're already routing. So if we can chase them down before they get to the plaza, that would be great. These hoplites look like they want another go, but we can take them on easily. I don't think we're going to quite be able to catch up to them on time. What? I don't know what are these horses doing. What are the chariots doing? Right, you, and you. I don't know what the hell you're doing. Come over here. Get out of the way, stupid bastards. Alright. Yeah, I think that these hoplites are going to... Now, the general's bodyguard, there's 20 of them. But are they going to go into spearmen? I mean, these guys, their job is to defeat cavalry. And that is exactly what the bodyguard is. If any unit can take on the bodyguard, we're going to take a massive amount of losses. But, yeah. No, but we've taken a few of them down. I don't mind if this unit goes. Like, the Eastern mercenaries aren't worth anything to me, really. And if we could take their general down... I mean, look, we've got rid of half of that unit for 20 men. For 20 Eastern mercenaries, I'll take that. Both units are going down quickly, but they're going down quicker than us, because they've charged into spearmen. It's a big mistake. I don't mind sacrificing a unit just to take the general down. 4 men. 3. Oh my god, there's only 3 left. 2. They're wavering, they haven't routed yet, which is good, because it means they're going to get stuck right in the middle of some spearmen. One being the general, of course. Yeah, the general is dead. Yes, he's finally dead. Okay, pause for a second because there's some hoplites that have come over here. There's 18 of them, but still. Right, the enemy general's fallen. That's Gyras of the Seleucids. What have they got left? They've got a few hoplites on the plaza, some Rhodian slingers. Nothing much. Now, let's just back off, right? These guys can back off, but all 3 Eastern mercenaries could probably take on those hoplites. So, yeah, we'll speed up a little bit. There is a unit of Rhodian slingers. Whoa, what the hell happened? I wasn't even concentrating. This guy's dead. He's gone into... Oh, the stupid... This is so stupid. He's on skirmish mode. He shouldn't have gone into some hoplites. Now he's dead. What a moron. Right, you can fire at will now. And so can the Scythians. For goodness sake. Well, whatever. Get those hoplites down. Right? You slam into the back of those hoplites. The other 2 Eastern mercenaries can probably take on the other unit of hoplites, which is running down the plaza. That's a shame, isn't it? Flipping hell. So another general sacrificed himself for no reason. I mean, totally pointless death. Yeah, you Eastern mercenaries can take on those hoplites. Hopefully. Ah, they're down. They've got down in phalanx. Oh no. Yeah, they've routed. Right, you take them down. Now I'm going to focus on what's happening over here. There are some slingers, only 18 of them. Right, you charge into them. Where did the other unit go? There we go. Yeah, you 2 units, yeah, they're already routed. Right, so you go for the slingers, don't worry about the hoplites. Yeah, just go for the slingers, the hoplites are gone now. If the slingers want to stand and fight, they're more than welcome to, because they're not going to stand up to Eastern mercenary spearmen. They should break relatively quickly. Hopefully we don't take too many losses yet. They've broken straight away. So we can chase them down. Then it's only this unit of hoplites to deal with, and hopefully we can just skirmish around them with the few bits of arrow fire we still have. Right, these guys want another go as well, so get onto those hoplites, if you don't mind. Okay, that unit of hoplites is coming. As soon as they get anywhere near the Eastern mercenaries, we need to run out of there. Some of our units have taken a loss. Okay, get back. You need to get back quickly. You've got another unit to rout again, I think, and then they recovered because they got back on the plaza. Fair enough. Yeah, you head over here. Right, you've done a decent job, you Eastern mercenaries. Get around the side now because you're getting hit by something. Let's just get the general and you to finish these hoplites off. Now skirmish around them. Don't run into the spears. It's so obvious. You would have thought, anyway. We could have done with some more indirect fire, but whatever. No, don't run into the phalanx. How many of them? There's 77 of them. Let's see how many we can take down. I'll skip forward until something interesting happens. Right, they're advancing down the street. We've taken a few of them out, where they're down to 68 when they were at 77, which is good. So we'll just speed it forward a little bit. They're running up and down the street. They can't get to us though because they're too slow. I don't know how the general... Right, okay, they're routing now, which is nice. Honestly, if they're routing, literally just run through them. So get off skirmish mode and run through them. We should probably be able to take them out if they, as long as they don't get into phalanx. Okay, so pause. I don't know what's happening. Alright. Now get back. Skirmish. Okay, yeah, the general's in melee. Don't get in melee. Run. Run, you stupid boy. The militia hoplites are down by quite a lot. As long as the general doesn't get into a fight. No. Stupid. Alright. Get off skirmish mode. You just get out of there. We've taken an unnecessarily large amount of losses here. How many have we taken? So it's only 16%, but still. The chariots just don't do as they're told. I really can't wait until the Marian reforms and we get some decent general units. Right. The Scythians have run out of arrows. I'm going to try and get them to charge into the back of the phalanx because if their spears are down the wrong way, we should be able to get rid of some of them. No, Scythians can't do anything. Get out. Oh, for goodness sake. Alright, time for the spearmen just to get involved here. The general should be skirmishing. He's not. Oh, flip. Alright, the spearmen are coming to save the day. Gonna crush the Rhodians. Yeah, we got victory. Let's end the battle. We took an unnecessary large amount of losses there, I will admit. But we got the city, which is the main thing. The annoying thing is, I want to keep as many troops as possible because we're going to need to launch an offensive against Pergamum soon, and that's relatively well garrisoned, so, you know, but we'll have to deal with it. So, in terms of this, we can just occupy the settlement. Yeah, we'll occupy the settlement because Sardis is relatively happy. Wonder captured. I forgot about this. So, yeah, of course, it reduces the cost of religious buildings. We're not really using religious buildings, so it's not too important. But anyway, a heroic death. Not really that heroic, but whatever. So Sardis can repair the walls, and they can recruit some peasants just to keep them happy, because soon some of these units are going to be going towards Pergamum. Pergamum being really, really well garrisoned, so that's going to take a while before we can actually attack them. Halicarnassus, we can't attack them quite yet, so that will happen soon. We have a spy, don't we? No, that's a Greek spy. We have a diplomat, and we have this army, which is going to head towards Sardis, yeah. Honestly, it can just stay there for the minute, because it's going to be needed around here soon, so it's all fine. It's all good. Right, there probably isn't a huge amount more we can do. This army's heading towards the Parthians. We're just going to have to hope they don't attack this turn. They possibly will. You know, if they do, then there's not a lot more we can do about it. We might lose Hatra. But at least we've got a nice strong army here now, which is good. And Alexandria is unhappy again. We've had problems with Alexandria and the plague recently. So yeah, you just lower the tax rate there. I'm going to raise the tax rate in some places though, because we don't need money, but obviously at some point we are, because we're going to probably be bribing more settlements soon. In which case we're going to need the high tax revenue. So I'll sort out the finances for a minute, and then we'll end the turn. Right, I've bought some essentials, and I think that's all we can do for this turn, because yeah, I don't know, I think that's all we can do because of the movement points. So we'll end the turn and we'll see what happens. Alright, so immediately, I don't know what that was, I think the spy entered Seleucia. Oh, that's fine. That's good actually, he managed to get in the city. And they're leaving the city. More Parthian troops coming over in this direction though isn't good. The Parthians are very annoying on this game, I find. They're very, very annoying. Okay, benefactor, yeah, we do need a candidate for adoption. We do need another general, so that's nice. End of turn report, we've got loads of money. Still plague after all this time. The important thing is, first of all, we can take Halicarnassus. Now, this guy has a decent army. Let's just have a look at the balance of power in this fight. It reckons we are stronger, so Alexander has himself. I suppose defeat this guy ready, possibly not. Hoplites, yeah, so that unit's incredibly depleted, which we couldn't see before. So is that unit. Hoplites, good experience, but that's about it. And then peasants, which, I mean, these peasants are decent, but only decent. Okay, this is a decent force, but we should be able to do better than them, so let's go and take Halicarnassus. Right, so here we are outside of Halicarnassus. Now, we don't have a lot of infantry, it's mostly skirmishing units. The only unit I'm concerned about is the general, so we'll see what we can do. But we're going to do the same tactic as usual, which is these three units can hang out outside the city and fire. We'll do that in a second. You can see the Colossus of Rhodes in the background. Our navy over there, and in this direction somewhere is this Mausoleum Halicarnassus over there. That's pretty interesting. Now the hoplites can just chill here for a minute, and we'll start the battle. Okay, so you go to the gate. You 4 units. Oh, the Rhodians of course are holding the ram, which is odd. So you can't do that. You units hang outside, like so. And I want to bait the general forward, basically, is it? I want to bait the general into the arrow fire. Now the general is there, can't quite reach him. Can only reach that far, so he's very close to being in range. We can't quite do it. But I have an idea. Once we've broken the gate down, I'll share that with you. first of all, what is kind of foiling the plan a little bit are there's some hoplites here. So you lads can all fire at will. Yeah, that's it. And obviously it's firing on the hoplites. So we'll speed that up a little bit. They should go down pretty quickly, because they've got so much arrow fire on them. I mean, what are you lads doing? Cretans, calm down. That's it, if we can get as many of them down as possible. Alright. Now pause. Now this is the plan. You lot all stop firing. Just chill here. Like so. Apart from the general who's going to go inside the city. Right. Now we need to be careful not to throw his life away. Is he able to hit their general from here? Yes, he is. General's bodyguard. Hit the general. Be wary of those hoplites. I want to bait the general forward. If I can. Because if he's being fired upon, he'll act accordingly. I think he might retreat. Come on, he needs to get the... Not the peasants. The general's bodyguard. That's it, the general's bodyguard. Now, where are those hoplites? Hoplites are getting nearer. But look at that, the general's bodyguard is coming around the corner, which is great. That's it, alright. You get out of here. You lads, all fire upon the general. But stand your ground. Stand your ground and fire. That means don't move, you stupid. Right, the general needs to quickly get out of the city. Ooh, go on. Go on, get out the city. Like, half of them are still in. Get out. That's it. Now, you go there. Hit the general. Yeah, he's retreating now because he knows he's getting hit. But we've got them down by 7. These hoplites are annoying me. So, have we got anything to combat them? Where our hoplites all over here? How many of them? There's 30 of their hoplites. Our hoplites are better, so we'll fire into them. That'll take a minute, so I'll skip that for you. Alright, these hoplites are now scared. They're running away. So our hoplites can... Come on, run away, you stupid boys. Damn hoplites. Right, we'll do the same tactic again. So the general go in the city. Pause. Right. Where's their bodyguard? That's it. Get the general's bodyguard back. Yeah, now he's marching. He's marching forward because he knows something's up. Keep hitting the general until they get close. At which point run away and all you guys can fire again. You get a little bit closer to the action quickly. Right, that's it. You get out of the city now quickly. This could work. So, you lot. Pause it. Stupid hoplites, not you. Alright, you lot. All fire on. Where's the general's bodyguard? Peasants, hoplites, peasants. I swear there's... Where did the general's bodyguard go? There he is. He's running over. So not quite yet. When he's in range, the general's body. Oh, for God's sake, he's going back towards that place now. I swear I told you all to stand your ground. Oh, they're not doing what they're told. You're meant to be standing ground. Come on. Right, go here. You do as you're told. This is getting frustrating now, because I know this can work. I need to try and bait the general out, which is, I did a good job of it the first time, and now it's not working. That's it, come on, come over here, you stupid boy. Come on. Fire that man. Don't worry about the peasants are nothing. We could have done with more rams, admittedly. Alright, we're going to go out the city just because the peasants are here now. Oh, that's close. No, get out the city. Don't fight the peasants. Get out the city. I don't care if they're peasants. I told you to get out the city. You do as you're told. Pause. Now the general's running away because they're flipping peasants. Now, why are people entering the city? Useless slingers. Right, they got their phalanx down. These peasants won't last long. The plan is to bait the general out and get him into my phalanx, maybe. While getting hit by these lads. So the peasants should go down quickly. Yeah, the general... Okay, the general's here. Good. Oh, this is getting stressful. Okay. Cretans, you can't hit the general from that angle. Bro, well then stand back. You hit the general. You hit the general. You surely can hit the general at this point. He's so close to you. Right, they've ran into the phalanx, but the phalanx doesn't seem to be doing a good job. The general's bodyguard's down to 4. It finally worked. The tactic finally worked after all that. Why can't you hit the general? Surely you can. Cretans? Don't enter the city. Please. Right. Thank God their general is down. That's it. These hoplites are still here for some reason. Now what they got left? A bunch of peasants and some hoplites, it seems. Thank goodness. The main bulk of their army, the main problem, is over. So the hoplites stand here. Just stand there. Done a good job. Enemy general fallen. Alexander of the Seleucids. Good. Right. Breathe a sigh of relief. We've captured some buildings. That's good as well. Something come around the corner. Some peasants. Right. We can take the peasants down with the hoplites. That's it. Get your phalanx down. Okay. They're out of the game. They're running away. Right. Stand here. Now this unit, and this unit, not the slingers. The slingers have been useless. You now have my permission to skirmish and fire at will and do all those things. Get inside the city and kill the rest of them. How many losses have we taken? We've only taken 8% of losses. It's not been too bad. It's just that we, yeah, we've been slightly discoordinated at times. So, okay, we all just charge straight into the spearmen. I want to cross the speed. Ah, all right. Right. Come on then. Oh, don't stand your ground. Sorry. That's probably why they didn't skirmish properly. All right, we seem to be charging into these hoplites anyway, because why the hell not? And now we're finally skirmishing. We're doing a decent job. Some of the units are actually in a melee combat though, which they shouldn't be. Right, we need to get the hoplites down. That's the important thing. Where are they? That's the main body. The levy pikemen. There's 23 of the pikemen. The pikemen are decent, and these hoplites are decent as well. So all of you on the, all of you, even the Rhodians can get involved. Why the hell not? They're nearly all down. We are raining fire upon them. Right, we've just got 3 units to rout in one go. Just get these hoplites down. We're nearly there. It's taken a while, but we did manage to bait the general out. We've taken minimal losses, which is good. Right, very long story short, we are basically getting all these lads down. Finally, there's barely any of them now, which is good. It's taken a long time, but we seem to have done it. 2, 1. There's about 5 men there. Come on, just get them. It's been a bit painful, this battle, but we have done it actually very efficiently. We've only taken 13% losses and we've wiped them completely out, which is good. We've done far better than them at least. Clear victory. Finally. Okay. Right, so we've done a good job at the Seleucids now, which is very good. And we now our focus will be on the Greeks. I know we've just formed an alliance with them, but we actually never wanted an alliance. It was just because they wanted it. They came at a battle with us and they fought with us, and now we're a lot allied with them. Even though I never actually formally agreed to that, we apparently are. Now the mausoleum reduces building construction times by 20% if the buildings take longer than 5 turns to build, which is nice. Relatively useful, I suppose. So now the focus is Pergamum and the massive army that's there. So we now need to form a big army ourselves. Halicarnassus has some relatively useful units. So you, the slinger still could be useful. Actually, we'll leave this thing as there. You lot head out of Halicarnassus. Now they're not happy, which is unsurprising. So lower the tax rate. We need to build some roads, land clearance. Right, roads, walls, land clearance, sewers. That order. So quite a lot needs to be built at Halicarnassus. You lot, yeah, you lot are going to head towards Sardis. And inside Sardis we have this big army. So you. Let's make these lads a bit stronger. Okay. You, and you, and the Seleucids. Don't bother with the Scythians, only 11 of them left. And the Sarmatians, and the Thracians. That is now a bit of an army. Now they're going to head towards Pergamum, long story short. Yeah, we're going to attack the ally, but they are still allied to us technically, I believe. Yeah, until we actually reach the city. So that's now a decent army. Plus, we have you, who are going to join these lads. So you can just head here, because you're going to join. Plus, you as well, who can recruit some mercenaries, some barbarian cavalry. So we're now forming a decent-sized army. Now, and then you can also head down this direction. We're going to need all the force we can against the Greeks, I feel. Like that. Okay. And you know what? You can build a watchtower. No, you can't. Why can't you build a watchtower? In enemy territory. Oh, he's technically in enemy territory. Or, actually, it's allied territory. But yeah, you can't build that. So that's fine. Now, you can have a governor's palace as well after you've done that. And lower the tax rate because you're not happy. So yeah, you can recruit. Oh, flip. You can recruit some peasants until you're happy. No, they're still not happy. Well, you're just going to have to deal with it for a little while. You can also recruit some peasants just to keep you happy as well. Now, is that all we can do for this episode? Possibly. We've done really good, though, taking out the Seleucid territories. I really want Palmyra back, but we just couldn't quite do it because we need to take down the Parthians. As soon as we reach them, that's game over for them. The problem is, will they attack next turn? Quite possibly. They have 3 rams, so they could do it straight away. But once we attack them, they're screwed. So, yeah, we just can't quite reach. I'm wondering what I'm going to do. All the cavalry can hang outside the city, because if they attack the city, these guys at least might be able to help. So you get as close to the city as you can't quite, and then these guys can come along and help as well. If they can get there in time, they might not be able to, but at least we've got all of this. That should be able to take out the Parthians, I hope, if they attack us. And then we'll go for Palmyra, which is good. Yeah, that's very good. Now, I think that's going to be the end of the episode. We basically have done a very good job. Next time, we will go for Pergamum and then Rhodes as well. There's going to be 2 big fights, particularly the one in Pergamum. Now, I've sort of been thinking about where to go from after that. Now, traditionally, I suppose you would just head across Greece, but that's going to be incredibly difficult. This is a difficult land to take. And I thought, well, you know, what's the aim of this campaign? It's probably to take Rome. Yeah, if we take Rome, I'll be happy. And then by the time we've reached Rome, we'll probably have enough territories anyway, yeah, to complete the Imperial campaign. But I thought there's 2 ways of doing it. You could go along here, that's going to be really difficult, or just take North Africa. So that's what we're going to do. The plan is we take Turkey and we consolidate the forces. I shouldn't have attacked the Thracians because they're now an enemy, but I want to make friends with the Thracians and then move all our force across the Mediterranean Sea, down south, and then we're going to sweep across North Africa and reach Rome from the south of Italy rather than the east. That's going to be the plan. So I think that's going to be a lot easier to do than, yeah, go through Greece and face the Brutii. I can't be asked to do that. Whereas the Scipii are a lot easier, and we'll be facing factions like the Carthaginians and the Numidians, which should be pretty easy. The mercenaries aren't as good in this region of the world, but these armies aren't as good either, so it should balance out. And I'll still have generals in Turkey that can recruit and then send the troops down south. So the navy's going to be a lot more important, basically. And because of that, I really want to actually, yeah, start recruiting some naval force, probably from Salamis, which has a port, and it already has a ship there. So you can start recruiting biremes. Like a lot of them. That's going to be a big thing. And the shipwright, you can actually recruit triremes. So, alright, cancel that. Do all of that. And then, yeah, you can recruit some triremes. The same with Alexandria, you can start recruiting some ships as well. So get some triremes going. The navy's going to be much more important. But yeah, anyway, that's going to be the end of the episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back very, very soon with more videos of a similar ilk. Thank you very much, and I'll see you around.